Okay, so welcome to today's live. I'm just checking in, make sure it's working. I think it is. Okay, I think I'm ready. Welcome to today's live. Gennye Lion going live in here. I want to say welcome to everyone who has actually just recently joined the group. So we've had 10 people who's just joined the group, and I want to say a warm welcome to Light Up Your Inner CEO with myself and with the light body activations as well. So I'm going to introduce myself very briefly for those who don't know me, and then you can dive into today's topic with myself, which is going to be about a limitless existence and how we can actually free ourselves from the old paradigm and create a limitless existence and a limitless reality in a few steps. But I'm going to dive into how in a moment. I'm going to introduce myself first. So I'm Gennye Lion Anderzon, and this is my Facebook group for light body activations mainly. We run the light body activation program twice a year. The next time we run it is September, and then the next time after that is in February 2024. So the light body work itself is an acceleration tool for a lot of things. It's for basically embodying your higher consciousness. There is a guide section in this group where you can learn everything about the light body activation work and what it actually is. So it's not traditional healing, it's actually a set of sessions where we remove etheric blocks. It's light body surgery, etheric blocks to create more space for the light to come in, and then there's an integration process where we are helping you to fully embody your highest consciousness. It's a very thorough process, which is pretty amazing. But go to the guide section and have a look in there. You can learn all about the light body activations in there, and there's also some testimonials from my clients who's had the light body work as well. So that's the light body work. We also have a business membership called the Connected Soul Club. This business membership is typically for spiritual entrepreneurs who's had 1 to 2 or maybe 3 qualifications in something, coaching, healing, some sort of qualification to help and support others. And we don't do that, but we help you set your business up. So in the first 2 years online, there's a lot of things that need to happen. You need to brand yourself and find your niche, create a program or an offer that you can scale. Lots of different things that need to happen. Learn online marketing, content creation, and all those things. And we help with that inside the Connected Soul Club. So that's what we do. We also run a monthly masterclass. So I run a monthly masterclass, which is, I call it a New Earth Masterclass. And I run it every month, and every month we have a different topic. This month we're talking about limitless existence, and it's actually tomorrow. the actual masterclass is tomorrow. So if you want, I'm going to drop the link in the comments. You can sign up and join us tomorrow. So every month I run a masterclass, and because I'd say I believe, maybe the word is I have embodied the actual different dualities. So like we have from limited to limitless existence, we've had from fear to love. So I completely advocate that we can become absolutely limitless in our existence. We can become the highest version of ourselves. We can create abundance, success, flow, ease in all areas of our lives. We just need to know how to do it, what tools to use, and how to move ourselves forward. And that's what I provide with here. But every month we have a topic of polarity. So like how to go from fear to love, how to go from limited to limitless existence, because we all have different limitations. Like we feel like we're not complete, right? So how do we actually move into more of a limitless existence and operate from that space all the time? Because that's the idea, right? So tomorrow is from limited to limitless existence. So please do join us. I'm going to drop the link. I might just drop it now. And also, if you watch me now, replay. Is that right? Yes, I have. I'm dropping that link now. If you're watching the replay, say hashtag replay. If you're watching the live, say hashtag live. Okay. So let's just go into this a little bit. So I started out my journey, if you like, in 2000. Well, it was 1998. That was my first big spiritual awakening. But I've been on this journey since then. I've been on this journey of self-development and this journey of self-mastery, really, since 1998. But really, I was diving really deep into completely changing my life and my reality and my business and everything that I wanted to improve in my life and my professional life as well. In 2009, that was actually when it really started, deeply. So since then, I've been on a very sort of deep transformative journey, and I've created a lot of success in my life since deciding on all these things that I wanted to change. So it wasn't really that easy for me all the time. I was, I come from a background in Sweden where everyone gets on, you kind of go and get an education, and then you go and get a job, and you are sort of conditioned into this preset conception of how we are meant to operate in this world. And the definition of success is often very different to what we believe it may be. I mean, at the time I thought maybe my definition of success would be to get a job and get settled and kind of just live a normal life. So there wasn't anything extra, there wasn't anything to say, well, you can just be or become exactly what you see in your vision, or what you see in your dreams. There wasn't really that sort of encouragement. So only in 2009, when I discovered a lot of the tools that I use. So we're going to be talking about these tools tomorrow as well, which is the soul contract. I will show you a little bit about the numerology that I'm using, but also I will be sharing to you how you can shift your own reality from limited to limitless existence as well. But it was only really when I went deeply in to learn to understand my own, why I really was here. Why was I here? Why did I come this lifetime? What kind of purpose do I really have? And when I was diving into that really deeply with the help of the soul contract and understood myself on a much deeper level, I could then make the significant changes to change my reality. It's almost like before I had this map of why am I really here, I felt a bit lost, actually. I felt a bit like I had no specific direction, that I didn't have anything special to do here, etc. But from having this spiritual map of life, which is the soul contract, and come along tomorrow, and I'll talk more about it tomorrow, I then learned to navigate my life and my business for more successful outcomes. So it's amazing tools. Also, often when our life is not working to the level that we really want it to work, we also don't really understand the hidden sort of limitations or the hidden blocks that are there, that is kind of in the subconscious mind, to be honest. And that's really hard as well to unpick that yourself, because you don't even know what's hiding. So when I found out and I got all my tools and I learned all the things that I'm using, so I'm using divine healing, I'm using coaching, mentoring, Akashic records, shamanic work, I used the light body activation, I used all the tools to unpick the story and to create a new reality. Obviously I do this for my clients. And we use this in the Connected Soul Club, we use this in the Light Body Activation Program, and with my one-on-one as well. And we're running a monthly healing. You may have seen the link below already, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So by changing all these limitations into limitless sort of existence, I changed my life. I have much more of a healthier body. I have an amazing, loving relationship. I have probably 1,000-fold my income. I used to be on an average income of like 40,000 or something per year, 50 maybe, and we've gone into multiple six figures, which is very, very abundant in terms of money. So it's not just that is important, but it's important to know that we can change our reality. We can have an amazing relationship with our loved ones. We can have great health. We can have an amazing business that really lights us up and gives us meaning and gives us financial freedom as well. So this is why I'm here, to really help you do the same, because I came from nothing. My dad, I remember my dad used to always, he always used to say, oh, what if I could only be, wealthy and rich, or what if I could be like this, or what if, and he was terrible with money. He would overspend, he would use credit, and then he would go bankrupt. Like there was twice, I think, he went bankrupt. He would just do this. He frauded my name once to get cash out. Like honestly, that type of sort of, background, we all have different stories around money and around limitless existence, if you like. It felt very limited at the time. And we all have different, that work hard for, you have to work hard for what you get. I still believe we have to work and take action for what we want to create, of course. But just this limited way of existing. I mean, I even look at my mum now. She has a limited, pension, and she has a limited of income. She has to be still very, very limited in her ways, and she's 70. And I wanted something different for myself, and I want something different for my children and the future. So I don't want to say that it's all about money, because it's not, but it's about creating safety and creating a sort of a 360 degree amazing, like omnipresence of happiness in your life, which includes all the areas, which includes your relationships, which includes your health, which includes your spiritual mission, which includes your abundance in money, as well as feeling abundant, feeling that you're worthy, feeling that you're meant to have it all. So it's not just one thing, is it? It's just everything that we want, and we can have that. So I decided, I'd say probably 2018 was when my dad died in 2017. So in 2018, I decided to create a global brand. So I went online, and from scratch, I had nothing. I'd lost all my clients because I was working from, it's like brick and mortar type business. I was actually in a clinic, and I'd lost all that for different circumstances, and I started from scratch. And I want you to have the same. I know that we can all be in full alignment with our soul's calling, have all the things that we dream of, have the impact, have full alignment, have full expansion, have full limitless existence, and really enjoy our lives, like really enjoy and embrace this earthly life that we're here for. So we're doing from limited to limitless existence tomorrow, which is a masterclass, this monthly one that I'm running. And then at the back of that, we are going to do the group healing. We did one last month, well actually it was this month, but we did the abandonment healing last time. And I'm running the healing the self-worth, very much working on the self-worth and feeling, trusting the flow. This is what this healing is going to be as well. So that's on the 11th of July. You can sign up below. It's £44. So $60. And last time was really successful. We had 19 people in the abandonment healing, and people are still buying the replay because they just felt so called to do it. So we're doing this. So basically, what I wanted to say as well, when I've made a little note here actually today. So when it comes to changing our reality, and you will learn more tomorrow as well, but when it comes to our reality, there's two things that you can do on your own, if you like, that you can start taking action on and start putting things into place. So the first one is your thoughts create your emotions, and the emotions create the reality. So the very first step here, before you do anything else, is really truly to harness and to rein in your thoughts. And for somebody who, you may be already familiar with how to manage your mind and your mindset and your thoughts, but wherever you are right now, if you've done lots of mindset work and lots of thoughts, like harnessing your thoughts, or if you've done none, this is really where we need to start. This is exactly where we need to start, because the thoughts create a specific chemical reaction in your body, which sends the signal to your emotion to feel a specific emotion. And then whether that emotion is positive or negative or unhelpful is then going to affect the outcome, right? So for example, let's say, I'll take a very example. Let's say you are dating a guy and it's all fine, nothing is going wrong, but your thoughts are starting to create some disbelief or some disconnect or some just around him not feeling worthy or something, right? And then you start creating these thoughts, and those thoughts then start creating these feelings about how you feel about yourself, how you feel about yourself in this relationship, how you feel about yourself, your confidence, like everything. And then that feeling starts going out into your fields. So it starts creating a vibration which is in your fields, and then you will manifest that, right? So we need to harness this horse. We have to rein in this horse, which is your mind. That's the first thing. So obviously I teach lots about this in the Connected Soul Club, where we have where you start your business and everything, but mindset and harnessing your mind is one of the most important things we have to do. So that's one thing there. The second thing that I really wanted to share today about that you can start doing without any help from anyone else is to really bring awareness to the present moment, like expanding your consciousness to the present moment. Because every time we do a rushed decision, or if we do something that is not, we're not in the present moment, it often results in quite a negative outcome, right? So your ability to breathe and stop and reflect and be in the present moment and expand your consciousness and bring awareness to your thoughts, bring awareness to how you're feeling, bring awareness to everything that's happening right now, is going to help you to make wiser decisions, but also is stretching your emotional intelligence. So if we can harness the power, if we can rein the horse of the mind, and if we can increase our emotional intelligence by bringing presence to the moment and actually really look at ourselves, we have two very powerful tools to change your reality, like now. Okay, so this is why, so these are the things you can do now. Now, those are amazing, and I'd say I use it every day. Like I make sure I watch my thoughts. I make sure I bring full awareness to how I'm feeling in this moment before I do anything. And it's a mastering skill, of course, because it's something that you may have to practice for a while, or it's not that easy. It doesn't feel that easy in the beginning. The next thing to change your reality is actually to take the support. So this is why I have created the Masterclass for tomorrow, and the healings and the membership and the light body program and all things. So it really is to take support, because your subconscious mind, this is where, so if you think of your mind, your thoughts start to create emotions and all those beliefs and all the things that you hold in your subconscious and your conscious. So your subconscious is 95% of the reality that you're creating, and 5% is your conscious mind going, yes, I'm going to get fit. Like you thinking this, like I'm going to get fit, I'm taking the actions, I'm measuring, I'm measuring how many steps I'm taking, I'm doing my diet, like I'm doing the things to lose weight. But then when people don't lose weight and they don't stick through, it's in the 95% of your subconscious mind, there will be beliefs there, or there will be negative beliefs there. There will be things in there, in the 95%, that is stopping you from creating the weight loss or get fit, right? So only 5% is that. So that's where you take the support, and this is why we take support from mentors and coaches and healers, so that we can change the reality. With the subconscious, the bank of the subconscious beliefs, if you like, with the 95% that creates your reality, you will have mostly like negative beliefs and trauma and things like that was created in your younger years. So for example, when I started out in 2018 and decided I'm going to create not just a global brand and an impact and a really successful business, I'm also going to create financial freedom. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to buy a house here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have a material also abundance. So as soon as I decided on that, my subconscious mind will then push up the beliefs that contradicted that. So that's when I had to start working with my family, the bloodline. I was starting to work with all my childhood memories around, how my mum and dad was around money, and all the fear that my mum was holding from my dad when he was being not very good with money and he would spend money he didn't have, etc. And really unpick this trauma and these beliefs so that I could change morality. And then every time I go to my next level of impact, influence, wealth, all the things, like the next level basically, there's another layer of stuff that will come up. You also have to remember that women, just genetically and ancestrally, has not held vast amounts of wealth unless they inherited the money forever. So this is the new, we have, what's 2023 now, so the opportunity for women to create complete financial freedom has really opened up from the online coaching sort of ways you can do online coaching and how you can build an online brand, because you can scale courses, you can scale your programs, you can build an audience and a community. Like the format, the business model supports that. If you go, for example, to, if you went to a you become a lawyer and you do your job, which is absolutely great, there's still a limitation on how much you can earn, because you'll still have to put in a lot of hours, and you'll still, as a partner in a law firm, yes, you will earn, you can earn a lot of money. If you want to become a famous lawyer, you might even be able to earn more. But what I'm saying here is this trading time for money, and there's not that many professions that would allow you limitless wealth. That's the entrepreneurial, your entrepreneurial venture that will allow you limitless access in this way. And that is a new thing. It's not been around for that long, really. Online mastery, what do we say? Maybe 20 years. It's not like 100 years. It's not been around for very long. So this is the new era where we actually, for the first time, without being a lawyer or a famous doctor or something, because that was a pathway to create, freedom before. And people still do it, and it's absolutely fine. I'm just saying, for us as coaches, mentors, healers, leaders, visionaries of the new earth, is probably the best option to create this type of limitless existence. So, and for that reason, because women's DNA or our bloodline or our ancestral, the programming, we have not done it yet. It's like we've not done it. I mean, there will be some people who has done it, but just generally, we've not held the capacity, unless we were queens or kings, in past lives. But there wasn't that type of wealth where you could create it from your genius, where you could create it from your own creativity and from the things that you passionately believe in. That was quite unusual. And when you did passionately believe in something and your spiritual powers and your leadership in past lives, you got persecuted. You didn't get rich from it. You got persecuted. So if you think of the timeline, how we have changed so much and what the opportunities are now, there will be a huge chunk of limited beliefs, DNA programming, conditioning, programming, ancestral, stuff that is blocking us to hold this, because that's the patterns that we come from. That doesn't mean you can't change it, though. We just need to clear it, unpick it, completely raise above this and just change everything. And that's obviously with the light body program that I run, is the deepest type of healing and transformation that you could receive on this earth. Actually, I can claim it that it is the deepest healing that you could possibly have, and activation of your highest potential. So it's for those who really are visionaries, who want to leave behind all of their ancestral programming, all of their stuff that they don't want anymore, all of the limitations that is in our DNA. That's for those people who really don't want that anymore and completely want to step into their power and completely step into their leadership and limitless existence. So there's really only two things. I'm going to say this before we go. There's only really two things that is stopping any human from becoming limitless, if you like. The first one is we don't understand our contract. We don't understand the soul contract. We don't understand how to navigate. We are not aware of, I came in with these patterns. Oh, okay, I understand. We're not aware of where the soul's journey, where the soul said, Gennye, I really want you to work on worthiness this lifetime. Or, Gennye, I really want you to free yourself, become whole and full and completely healed from abandonment. Or, I want you to completely heal from the mistrust of the flow and the feeling of being limited. I want you to completely heal this journey this lifetime. So we all have core woundings, different core woundings. Mine was healing the masculine. My core woundings is coming into full feminine flow and heal the masculine, so not be in distorted masculine. That was from abandonment. Because then women often, if they feel abandoned and not supported, they come into masculine energy so that they can survive. So that was one of my big ones. And then I'm still healing that as well. Like, you know, it's not like finished, but I've done massive chunks of that. So that's kind of, you know, I feel quite good about that. I take support. And the second one is the worthiness to receive, worthiness to self-worth, feeling that I am, you know, that I can receive and that I am worthy to have everything. Those two are my two big ones. And so it's taken me some time, you know, to change my reality, to completely change it from feeling unworthy to, you know, charging really exciting prices for the things that I do in my, you know, the high ticket programs, and you know, finding a really good value ladder for my different programs and everything, and feel really good about the different deliverables and everything. It's taken me some time, so I had to do that. So we all have these woundings, if you like, and we're all meant to completely break free from them. You know, we can really change it. So to summarize, you can start with harnessing your thoughts. Like, you can start with basically like rein your thoughts in and change how you think. And the second one is you can expand your consciousness and your awareness by being more present and increase then your emotional intelligence. Those are two things that you can do on your own. Those will take you probably 20% to where you want to go, because you know, you have power to change things. But the 80%, I'd say, is taking support, taking the healing, invest in programs, start clearing that 95% of your subconscious beliefs, have the light body activations eventually, start with maybe this healing on the 11th of June, just to start, you know, going deeper into the subconscious and whatever trauma is coming up, clear the trauma. So trauma creates blocks as well, so it creates like a hindrance to fully expand fully, because there is a tightness like in the energy, or there is a fear, or there's something, you know, there's an energetic sort of stagnation there from the trauma. So that's why we do trauma healing as well. And that was it, I think. Yes, and then that's it. So you can do this, guys, right? You can do it. So join us tomorrow. We have the limited to limitless existence, and then we have the group healing on the 11th. So this is a good way for you to start to get in, to try the energy of the things that I'm doing, and just kind of, you know, get familiarized with how we do this clearing, this 95% that needs to, you know, change. And I include things like we do trauma healing, we do changing the beliefs, we do some tapping, we work with the multidimensional energy, obviously. So I'm a divine healer, very powerful healer. So we work with all the divine beings within the session. We also do a lot of, we do positive affirmations, but they only really work when the subconscious has changed into more of a positive expression, because that's why, by the way, that's why your positive affirmations don't work. If you ever put a positive affirmation and the subconscious negative belief underneath is opposite to that, it doesn't accept the positive affirmation, that's why it's not working. It's not because the positive affirmation is not good, it's just because your subconscious mind is rejecting it. All right, so I think that was all for me today. See you tomorrow in the masterclass. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, and have a great week if I don't see you tomorrow. See you soon. And all the links are below to join us. Okay, bye.